I was saying on the shop show, like that last week, that UFC 296, the whole thing was like dark.
I agree.
Like
I didn't like
the trash. The Ian Gary stuff is whatever. That's funny. You know, that is what it is. But then with Leon's dead dad,
yeah,
you know, Strickland and Duplessis fighting in the crowd.
What was that about?
The Trump stuff.
So my thing is this with the, I would only say this about the Colby Covington. It's important to understand the difference, right, between trash talk, that's good, Larry Bird, Muhammad Ali, great. And even if you want to fuck with somebody's girl or their dad, you can say it to them secretly on the court or whatever it is.
Yeah.
To me, it's when you
even
start.
Usually, no matter what the sport, that's off limits.
I agree with you. Like, I don't think it makes the sport better. I don't think it makes you better. And it's not funny. It just makes you, it kind of just makes you feel kind of like, oh, it's dark. Like when I'm laughing, when Conor McGregor goes, who the fuck is that guy? Or I'd like to take this moment to apologize to absolutely fucking no one.
This is all. Great. This is all a side effect of the. This is the Conor.
Of the
effect.
Khabib thing.
The Conor thing. He's done it multiple times.
Yes, but
he goes a little too much.
Yes,
but it's Conor, and he became the most paid athlete of all time.
Oh,
through the
so
UFC.
people are trying to follow that.
That's all. This is just a shit wave of. You're not Conor. You don't have the wit, the humor, the intelligence, the skill.
Right.
So you're not Conor, but the UFC, the same way social media advocates hate. The UFC advocates that. They want that. But there's only, you can't replicate that.
I agree.
So all this is
it's derivative. It's called derivative. It's a derivative. It's like you're like the bus and truck version.
All it is, yeah, it's
a
product.
Copying.
It's a product of that where they go, well, I want Conor's money. I want his fame.
Right.
And so they see his formula, but he can't duplicate that. So you just, and the UFC advocates it because they like it. It's like with Duplessis and Strickland fighting. And Dana goes, oh, I can't believe I sat him that close. And he has to play that character. Of course, he knows what he's doing.
Oh.
There's cameras on it. And then they'll use that to hype up the fight. Like, this is all planned. All this is an agenda.
Yes.
Trump being there, Tucker Carlson being there, Colby getting a title shot. All this is preconceived. All this is an agenda. All of this. None of this happens by coincidence.
Yes.
Now, they're not telling Strickland, hey, make sure you beat up Duplessis behind you in the stand. No. But what they're doing is you're creating perfect environment for that to happen. And then going, oh my God, these guys, you can't be doing this. This is insane. Play it.
Oh, you know what, dude? I mean, that's the way they sat them there. Come on, you're 100% right.
And Dana's in charge of the seating. He goes, I just made a mistake. I can't, I'm an idiot. And people go, it's okay.
Oh, now he says, move out of the way.
He tells Gilbert Burns' family
He just comes at him like this?
Yeah.
And by the way, he knows what he's doing. He's not hurting his hand. He's just using his forearm. They're just causing some problems there.
But all this is planned. As far as like the UFC, like they have cameras on it.
They even had bodyguards right there. That's good.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
It's all planned.
Now,
but back to Colby. Yeah. He talked trash. This way, and I think he was going to do whatever it took to get Leon to fight emotional. He knew this was the trigger he could push, the button he could push. I think he went through camp and was like, "Holy shit, man! I'm getting older. I don't." And his team's like, "Dude, you're not moving the same. Even your cardio's not as good. You look a little stiff, dude." He's like, "Man, if Leon sits, we're gonna get picked apart. Well, we got to get a reaction. Get him fight emotional.
That's very interesting. I never thought of that.
So he's like, let's get Leon emotional. No one's ever talked shit about his dad. His dead dad. Let's get him a fight emotional. People are gonna hate you, but this is the only way you're gonna win. I think.
You think his camp actually said that to him?
I think he came up with the idea, and the camp's like, it's not bad, because if the plan is to you sit on the outside because you don't move like you used to, you're just gonna be an awful night in the office.
Right.
So I think Kobe's like, fuck it, I don't care.
Were you surprised to see him? He just didn't look like first of all,
Father Time.
Is it father time though, 100%. Or is it I stepped over the line? I know it inherently, and I feel a little off about it.
No. Kobe doubled down on it after the fight.
Yeah.
No, that's not Kobe. No. He wasn't moving like he usually. It's 2 years off.
Let me ask you this question.
It's 2 years off at his age, and then you're fighting for the title.
It's an issue.
It's an issue.
But isn't there also the idea that, like, maybe those comments aren't actually Colby? They are a character he's playing. And I have a philosophy on that, which is as you get older and you keep playing that character, it feels more and more like a lie. It's pushed. I can hear it. Maybe because I'm a performer and I've been doing this a long time, I can hear the push in his voice a little bit. It's a subtle thing. You might be able to. You know, you kind of go, you're kind of like saying this stuff like about his dad. It doesn't seem authentic. It's like you're pushing this character of the heel, but I'm starting to feel like that's not actually who you are. And I don't think it is him, actually. I don't think ultimately, I don't know the guy.
I used to not to, but then
Maybe-
you double down on it, and then you just lose the biggest fight of your life, and the first thing you get on the mic and
Weird.
you're thinking Trump and talking about the border crisis. It's like, where's your priorities at right now?
Also, what are you're a politician now? Like, what do you know about this stuff?
All this is orchestrated.
Yeah.
You think Trump just called Dana up Thursday night? I was like, hey, I'm gonna be in Vegas.
It's all about elections. It's all about
that fan base.
Yep.
They play walkout music when Trump walks into the arena. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not a Trump guy, but it's all. That's when I'm like, when they're forced on me, like, oh, dude.
Yes.
You have Tucker Carlson there. You have Kid Rock there. He's playing walkout music. Crowd's going nuts.
Yeah.
Kobe didn't deserve a title shot. This is all orchestrated. This is WWE, UFC meets. You know, all this is a whole agenda.
So
the whole fan
is this
base.
agenda a political agenda for Trump? And then you get Colby. I got you.
Nobody's closer to Donald Trump than Dana White. They are two peas in a pod. Dana has all this access to all these young minds and all this influence. It makes Trump look cool. You know, even if you hate Kobe, he's still there.
Right.
And look what they're doing. The UFC's they're the best at it as far as marketing. Look at the crowd. When the two fighters are about to face off after Bruce Buffer, you see them like this.
Yeah.
One side, it's all media. The older heads, the guys who've been doing it for Damon Martin, all the old heads are all they're typing on their computers. They go to the other side, it's all TikTokers. It's all comics, TikTokers, influential people who post the fights.
Oh wow.
It's just all market. It's just a shitstorm to keep them in the cool spotlight.
Smart. So nothing's an accident.
Whether these guys know it or not, there's a reason you're there.
Oh well,
It's
it makes
an
it the
influence.
hippest show it makes it the hippest party in town.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
All these guys.
Right in the your
Tucker
boyfriend was
Carlson.
front and center.
Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Mario Lopez. It's the thing. Boxing doesn't do this anymore.
No.
It's all the biggest TikTokers, and they have, they have the Nelk boys that like all this. It's all an agenda, and there's nothing wrong with it. Business is a booming.
It's a booming.
I'll do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But figure it out, guys. This is all planned.
Where does Colby go from here? Does he fight Ian Gary? Does he fight? What happens here?
That's a good question.
He called for Steven.
He called for Wonder Boy. We'll see if they do that. It depends what the UFC wants to do with him. It also, if you go to, because Kobe's not getting another title shot. It's not happening.
Ever.
He's had 3. He's 0-3. So this one was forced, so they're going to put him back in the line. So if you go to Colby at his age, after that performance, looked a little rusty, right? Okay, here's Shavkat. Here's Ian Gary.
Oof.
Like the
Young up and comers.
But look at the wave. So you have Sean Brady there. You have Shavkat. You have Bilal Muhammad.
God damn.
You know, you got these savages coming through. Ian Machado Gary. JDM's fighting soon. Kevin Holland.
Go ahead. Enjoy that.
You know, and then you also got Michael Venom Page in the division now. So Colby goes,
Yeah.
hey, bud, you're probably going to have to win 4 in order to get, you have to be undeniable. He beat Shavkat? Hell no. He beats Ian Gary? Going to be tough.
Yeah.
Sean Brady? Tough fight for him.
Yeah. Sean Brady's a
know?
monster.
JDM? Savage. So it's the young guy's turn now. So UFC got what they wanted. All right, Trump's election's coming up. You carried the flag. Thank you for that. You're gonna be hated for the rest of your life, but still, you got paid.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now let the real boys get to work. You shouldn't have been in the first place, but it's all an agenda. It's all pushing. And I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying figure it out.
Yeah, that was really
Because we'd be singing a different tune if they're doing this for Biden. Completely different. If Biden was cage side and he was like, yeah, I know he mumbles, but Kamala Harris is the best we've ever had. He doesn't know where he's at.
They couldn't
he's at a circus.
have Biden walk to the ring.
Yeah. Can't have him walk him out. No.
Kamala, what do you think of the fights?
But that demo goes with the right demo. Like there's it's peanut butter and jelly. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Again, nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying figure it out. All this is an agenda.
Yeah, it was clumsy.
But all of it's clumsy. That's my point. All this is clumsy, and you're taking the sport out of the UFC. Now it's becoming very WWE.
I would agree.
And we'll see what they do next. Bilal Muhammad deserves the title shot.
Yes.
100. He should have had it this time.
Yep.
He didn't. We got this product. So again,
Let's see what they're gonna do. Interesting. What's your thought on that with Bilal? And
it's a good fight.
Yeah.
Leon looks so good though, man. Leon's a savage.
Yeah.
Leon's a savage.
Yeah. He is a savage.
You watch Patty Pimblett, Tony Ferguson?
I did.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Tough.
No win situation for Patty. I thought he handled it great.
Yeah, he did.
Again, remember
got
Patty
tired.
was Ian Gary
He got tired.
before Ian Gary.
Yeah.
Because Patty was so hated. He was beloved, just like Ian. got all the hate after that Jared Gordon fight. Thought he thought he won, asking for a bonus and Barstool and all that. People hated him.
Yep.
And then next wave comes along. Now it's Ian Gary. So Patty, what happened? Long layoff. Took a year off. Hasn't fought since last year December.
Well, he got gassed.
Takes a year. He always does.
Yeah.
But takes a year off. We forget about it. You see him like, I like this guy. Wins the fight. He's humble about it. Tony's a warrior. Perfect.
Yep.
Now we're back on the Patty train. That's how this goes.
Yep.
What do you think is next for Tony, though?
The thing, and I know Brian's say retire. Everyone's here to say retire. We want to see him stop. Here's my problem when people say this that have never fought, have never competed at a high level. When you say stop, when you say this guy needs to retire, Dana needs to cut this guy. Okay, are you going to pay his bills? Who's paying his mortgage in here? Who's paying his car?
That's not a good argument.
It is, though.
It's a terrible argument.
Who's feeding his kids?
Terrible argument, Bubba.
All right, no, it's not a terrible argument.
I understand what you're saying.
Let me ask you
it's
this.
not a
Let me
good
ask you.
argument.
Yes, it is. It's no different.
There's a reason you have a commission that says you're not.
Forget commission. They just sanction. They just sanction slap.
I would say.
Commission's
yes,
a horrible
but when
argument.
you're talking about brain damage on that level, to me, I'm like, I don't. It's not. A fighter will die in that ring. You
Correct.
could let fighters fight. There are fighters that would fight until they were 60. That is not the criteria, and that is not who makes the call. You have a medical establishment. You have a commission.
Who is that? Who is it?
Well, in boxing, you have it. You can't get cleared for certain things. You can't.
But in the UFC, who is it? It's the commission that just sanctions slap fighting?
There should be.
But there's not. So your argument's out.
It's not out.
It is.
My argument
You're saying
is,
there should be.
My argument is
they should also be paid
a guy
more.
like that.
But they should be paid
We all
more.
know that he had a storied, amazing career. I don't think it serves the sport. It definitely doesn't serve him or any other future fighters when we just keep watching somebody take more and more damage, because what happens is now it's spectacle, not sport.
We all agree with this.
Yeah.
He should stop fighting.
Yeah.
My answer for you, how's he going to make money?
Well, you could ask that question about anybody, right? I mean, how's he going to make money? I mean, you could say that about a lot of people. You can't say,
Professional athletes.
The only way he's going to make money is that. You could say that about a lot of football players that retire, right? I mean,
here's the difference. Terrible argument. Football, they split the revenue 50-50. UFC splits it 14%.
But that's fighting.
So they're not paid.
But it's not. But see, it's fighting. I could have said that to any. I could say that about any fighter. Literally, I could say that about 90% of the fighters in the UFC. What are they going to do now? I can promise
Which you should.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Right. So
they should be compensated.
So then let's talk about a pension plan. Let's talk about things like that.
Tony doesn't have that right now.
I understand.
So when everybody in here says has stopped fighting, my question is, how is he going to pay his mortgage?
But that's not.
I'm saying he should stop fighting.
That's a good argument.
We don't know his financials.
Right.
I know he has a family. I know he has a mortgage. I know he has car payments. I know he has to feed the kids. I know he has to pay for their school. So it's easy for us in here to go, stop fighting.
I'm going to tell you this. You could say that about him at any time, at any point, right? So he could have 4 more fights. He's still going to have that question. And my feeling is that he's going to be able to answer that question, and he'll have a life after fighting. The sooner he stops, if he keeps going, he may be eaten out of a straw, and then he really has no future. So that's my issue, is that when you see somebody taking the kind of damage that people have taken, you have to think about their future. And so with the same argument, I say
fighters don't think about their future.
Yeah, but we have to. The audience, the people that watch it, the people that watch it.
I know, but they're not. You don't have to cover his nut.
Then
that's
call for
pay.
Yes,
and that's what
pension
and that's what they're fighting for.
Yes.
So at Tony's level, you're talking about one of the best 155ers of all time.
Yep. Yeah.
In any other sport, he can retire comfortably and right off.
That's my biggest problem with the fucking sport.
The only reason he's fighting is because he has a family and a nut.
Yep.
And people go, you got to retire, move on. Cool. Do you have a job for him?
You're right.
Who has the job for him so he can cover his food for his kids? And otherwise, if I'm Tony, or if I didn't have what I'm doing, I'm taking that bare knuckle.
100%. 100%.
So UFC doesn't have like a pension like the NFL.
They
does.
have nothing. And that's why there's this huge lawsuit.
Legends who are broke, man. Legends who they get done. They have
nothing. They have nothing. So for a guy like Tony, again, we can all say he needs to stop. Tony's like, where am I going to make $100K? What job do you want me to do to make my nut every month? I have to make $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, go work at the UFC gym. I make $30,000 a year doing it. I can't afford my life. What am I going to do? But you need to stop. Okay, or I can just take some, and it sucks, but this is what it is. Or I can just take a fight. I'll be a huge underdog. I'll get fucked up, but I feed my family and my kids.
100%. 100%. And you're right. We need it. There has to be some kind of a fucking, some kind of a pension or something. When you fought that long,
Yeah.
When you fought that fucking long and left literally that much of your body in the ring, and they leave their body in the fucking ring. They leave their brains in the ring, and that's it. See ya. Thanks a lot. Like sail off into the sunset with nothing, dude. Nothing. You know, I don't. Do we all want to? Does everybody want to watch a fight like a sport like that? Does it make you feel good?
Nobody cares.
I do.
Yeah, but you still watch it.
But
you watch Tony.
When you have a guy, what kind of a win streak was Tony on? One of the best to ever do it. Tony Ferguson.
Like 12 in a row.
One of the best to ever do it when he was the boogeyman.
Him and Khabib before he blew his knee out.
And it's like, see you later. Look at that shit. Look at how hard that is.
Wow.
It's so hard to do. So hard to do.
Is that 12?
Yeah, man.
12, right?
And like all fighters, there's that thing that happens, right? You saw it with Colby. You see it with Tony, with Justin. You know, look at that.
And remember, Tony's fighting before the cool TikTok days and making money off Twitch and all that. He's an OG.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have those business, aspirations like these other guys. He's old school. Super old school. Ultimate fighter. Yeah. Old school, man.
Old school.
So the Patties of the world, the Sugar Seans, they're good. They don't have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's older, man. He doesn't have those same avenues. Everyone goes, stop fighting though. He's like, fuck that.
It sucks.
And here's the other thing. You might want to be cut from the UFC. Bare Knuckle's going to sign Tony. So would you rather see him in Bare Knuckle?
No.
Again, that's the only way he can make that lump sum of money to cover his nut. That's how this goes.
It sucks.
It's the dirtiest sport in the world.
It sucks.
I love it. It's so dirty.